Hi, this is Mats of the Ext Scheduler team. Today I want to give you a quick news update on what's going on. There's been a lot of things happening during this past week, and I thought I'd go through them one by one. So let's start with the homepage. It's been redesigned a little bit. We're looking at the new support page now, and the API documentation is up. And it's looking like this. I think you recognize it from the Ext homepage. This is done by a tool called Ext so if you want your docs to look like this, you can just Google for Ext doc in the Ext forums and you'll find it. It's super easy to set up and it gives you a very nice clean look. So there's also a support forum set up, which is the PHP-BB forum. So if you have any ideas or bugs you find or general questions, you can always put them here, and I'm going to be checking this forum daily, so just enter any questions you have. Also, I've created a little diagnostics utility, which can be very good if you're struggling with setting up the scheduler and you're hitting some strange bug that you can't figure out. And let's check out the code for this. It's basically some checks for basic requirements that the scheduler has. So let's see what happens if we run this, copy this over to Firebug, and let's just paste this here. Copy this, execute it. So now, since this setup is working, it's not that useful, but you'll see it spits out some diagnostics information that it checks your date formats and makes sure that there's data in the stores, and checks the DOM if to see if there's anything rendered, etc. So it gives you some basic information that could prove to be pretty useful. And the link for this is posted on the support page, so you can just download it there, and yeah, feel free to ask if you have any questions. And so I've also been working on rebuilding some of the internal core functions of the scheduler, and the reason for that was to be able to get force fit to work properly. So to show you what I mean by that, let's fire up an example. Let's do the gears one. So previously you haven't been able to resize your static columns, as I call them, but now that's changed. So now you can change the width here, and the time columns will resize themselves to take up as much space as is left after your static columns. So that's pretty convenient. And there's also a new example out. Let's have a look at that. So this is a new example working only with local data. It's all dummy data. There's no backend of any kind. So let's have a quick peek at the code first, just to make sure I'm not lying here. So we have the two stores as usual. We have the resource store, as I call it, which is the regular grid store, and I just load some rows in there, and then I fill the event store with 4 events. And the actual code for the create grid is very simple. It's just a basics grouping store, basic JSON store, my drag creator plugin, and then the scheduler panel constructor. Just one static column. I'm using the locking column model, which is also new. There's the event template, and then you have pretty much two options when working with the scheduler panel. If you're going to be doing a lot of view changes, go from hours to days to weeks to months to years, etc., and you want a quick, easy setup, then you can use the auto views path that I've shown before. But in this example, I go all manual, so that means that whenever I switch view, I do that manually. So if you go back to the example, you'll see that. Let's see. I've two different view types here. There's one showing 1 week, where every column is a day, and there's another view in which every column represents 1 week. So go back to the code again. And these are my two buttons. So for 1 week, I just call a new function, or it's not a new function, but it's a function called setView, which takes 5 parameters, and I think we can actually, let's see so here it's the API documentation, and you see we have 5 parameters. The 2 first are mandatory. The 3 first actually are mandatory. So the first one is start date, end date. It's pretty basic. Your time interval. Then the column type could be it's a string. It could be hour, day, week. That's like your unit of time. And then the view behavior is a constructor function, which I'll be explaining in a later webcast. But it basically defines any view specific behavior that's just for this view that you're changing to. And then if you want, you can set a specific renderer for this to use for this view as well. So here I just call it with the start date. I add 7 days. I want day to be my column, and then I have my day view behavior. So that's pretty simple to work with. And also an interesting thing that's new in this example is the record management that's been introduced as well. So for records, you can do 3 things. You can edit them, you can react, and you can commit. So let's see what happens if I change this. You'll see it has a little dirty indicator, meaning that it's been changed. And then for this example, I've included a little mini toolbar with just 2 options to be able to react or to commit. So I think that's pretty useful to be able to have some basic management of your items, and you can do this as much as you want. There's also another example that I want to show you. Let's see. So there's a new class aimed at helping you edit your items. So there's a new sch.event editor, and it's basically comes out of the box with just the 3 fields you see up here, which is the time details, and then you'll populate this with your own fields as you want, basically. So we can have a quick look at the code for this. Let's see this one, event editor. So this is how you set this up, and you pass it a configuration object, which tells this editor to configure these items. So here I've added a title field and a location field, and then I have a save handler, which is what will be called when save is clicked, and I just update my record based on the record that is currently being edited, and that's pretty much all you have to do. So let's see, let's try this out. New title. Yeah, so you see it's pretty simple to set up. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to show you today, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, and I'll be back with the new webcasts in the next year. So take care.